Hello and welcome back to Neko Nation Japan. It has been a while. It's been over 9 months since my last upload with the obviously global pandemic on our hands and a few things. I've been busy. I was over in America for a little while, for about 3 months. Came back to Japan and I'm gonna just kind of condemned, isolated at home ever since. I've been reading a lot. I've been working towards my goals one at a time. Goal number one, be N1 certified in Japanese. It's going, it's going. Definitely need a lot more practice. And goal number two, read or listen to 100 audiobooks. Last year I completely crushed this with having about 160 books read. This year I'm well on track to do that. I've been reading and listening to some over and over again to really get them down. But I want to get 100 different audiobooks under my belt this year. I'll have to see the exact number. For my third goal is definitely get and keep in shape. I've been doing all right with this. I really need to get out and work out more a little bit. It's been a little difficult. It's been extremely hot here, but then again, that's just a bit of an excuse. All right, getting right into it. I want to try to do a book review in about 2 minutes. So we're going to do it as quickly as possible. I want to see if I can get it concise as possible with as little time as possible. That's a lot of possibles, but we can do it. I know we can. All right, getting right into this. Number one, our book today is The Most Successful Small Business in the World by Michael E. Gerber. This one's pretty good. This is Michael E. Gerber. This has got to be one of my more favorite ones. He goes through exactly what a business needs to be large and successful, or just successful in general, and what kind of mindsets and actions you need to take in order to get it to there. All right, so we're going to go through the 10 basic principles of this book as quickly as possible. Number one, almost I would say the most part, the small business built right can grow 10,000 times its initial starting. So it needs to be built right. It needs to have proper systems in place. Everything it needs to be people training, learning, all those type of things. So first thing, this successful small business can grow 10,000 times its original size. Number two, no business can be more effective than the idea it was based upon. So if you have a business, you can't say, "Oh, I want to teach every student in the world." Yeah, I can't really get to every student in the world, so there's no way you can be more effective than a certain level. So what kind of business can you make that could be more effective and grow? For number three, this all pieces of the business will either go into the success or the failure of their overall business. So everything leads to this success or the failure of it, depending on what it is. Number four, this business should be sustainable in all economic times, good times, bad times, stagnant times, all economic times. It should be sustainable and runnable. It's profitable and kind of highly differentiated from other businesses of that nature. Number five, your small business that you're going to make has to be a school. You need to teach this, all your employees, and you, specifically you, need to be able to the will and the determination to grow and learn and get better every day. Number six, your small business needs to have a higher cause or higher purpose. Your purpose should be some kind of calling, something that speaks to you, what you're passionate about, your why, that kind of thing. And your business needs a higher purpose in order to draw that out of your employees and yourself. Number seven, this business you're creating or that you've created and working on has to be the product of this higher ambition or higher aim the founder has started. So you have to be able to shooting for the stars, and you might reach the moon first. And that's where this small business has started. You're at the moon, you're at Earth, you're going to orbit, that kind of thing. You have to be going higher, and this what this type of business will be going. Number eight, this business has to find a life of its own in service to a higher power or spirit or whatever you want to call it. It needs to service humanity on a whole and find something that it can do with all this time, money, and resources. All right, number nine, this business you're creating is an economic entity. It creates things for people, it creates services, it creates good things for the world, and it wants to put those out there, and it needs to make money or positive change to do this. Otherwise, it's not a business at all. And lastly, number 10, your business is going to set the standard to be the businesses all other businesses can be measured against. You want this to be setting the standard. Like fast food, you always set the standard to McDonald's. You want make products, just generally household goods. You're probably going to set your standard to Johnson and Johnson and see where you go from there. All right. That's all 10 of the points overall view in this book. Now, for a final message, with this, should you read this or listen to this book? I personally listened to this book plenty of times. Yes, if you're thinking at all to become an entrepreneur or thinking about that kind of starting your own little side business, side hustle, you should definitely give this one a listen or read it through. It's a great little book to get you in the proper mindset to be, hey, is this starting a business thing going to be a good idea for me? I really liked it, and it really get me thinking about things, and I've been keeping my own, where to put it, I've been keeping my own little notebook with me at all times in order to jot down any ideas I have about starting, running, or maintaining a little business. So, do you think this is a read? Absolutely. Give it a read, give it a listen, find your ways through. So really hit home for me is one, it should be able to grow 10,000 times what your initial business is. Your first starting business should be able to grow 10,000 times its size. And it should be fundamentally based, it can't be any better than the idea it's based upon. So if you're doing brick and mortar, it can do it. Whether that's going to happen or not, it seems unlikely. But with that, thank you very much. I'm going to try keep these nice and short at this time. I'm going to try to cut them slower and slower, smaller and smaller, more concise, more focused, to the point. With that, thank you very much. And welcome back to Neko Nation Japan. This is Jeremy signing off. Sayonara.